The best sources of carbohydrates to accomplish this are those that are natural and unrefined. Natural, unrefined carbohydrates are those that have not been modified in any way, and they still contain the whole grain, including the bran and the germ. These sources of carbohydrates are higher in fiber, they take longer to digest by the body, they're more nutritious, they'll keep you feeling full for longer, and they'll have a negligible effect on blood sugar levels when consumed as part of a complete meal. Some great examples of this include oatmeal, whole grain breads and cereals, brown rice, potatoes, yams, fresh fruit, barley, and rye. If your goal is to burn body fat, then the absolute best sources of carbohydrates are vegetables, particularly green fibrous vegetables. This is because vegetables are very high in bulk, yet they're very low in calories, and what that means is that you can consume a very large volume of vegetables without ever having to worry about overeating. They also help to stabilize blood sugar levels, and they're going to help to reduce your food cravings as a result. If your goal is to build muscle, then obviously you can still include vegetables in your diet, but since you're trying to provide a calorie surplus for your body, you'll probably be better off sticking to more calorie-dense sources of carbohydrates in order to make sure that you're consuming sufficient calories each day in order to fuel muscle growth. The final macronutrient on the list are fats. Now, the truth is that not all fats are created equally, and fats are not your enemy, whether your goal is to burn fat or to build muscle. In fact, if you focus on consuming the right types of fat, you'll actually speed up both your fat burning and your muscle building results. Healthy fats help to keep your muscle building and your fat burning hormones in check. They help to stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce food cravings, and they also help to keep your fat burning metabolism raised. In fact, if your fat intake drops too low, your fat burning metabolism actually slows down as a natural survival response. It's not fat that's the enemy. It's consuming the wrong types of fat and consuming fat in excessive amounts. However, it should be noted that consuming any nutrient in excess will result in body fat storage. Your goal should be to try to limit your intake of saturated fats, which are those that are solid at room temperature and are typically derived from animal sources, and to instead place the majority of your focus on consuming unsaturated fats, which are those that are liquid at room temperature and are derived from plant sources. You can get a good dose of healthy fat from solid foods such as fish, nuts, seeds, and avocados, or from healthy oils like flaxseed oil, extra virgin olive oil, or fish oils. Instead of the traditional notion of 3 square meals a day, you should instead get into the habit of consuming smaller meals spaced more frequently throughout the day. And this applies whether you're trying to build muscle or burn fat. See, thousands of years ago, we didn't have a readily available source of food, and we often had to endure long periods of time without any nutrition at all. As a result, the body had to come up with a way to keep us alive and healthy during these times of famine. This mechanism is still present in our bodies to this very day, and it can work directly against you if you don't know how to get around it. When you go for around 3 hours or more without a meal, this Stone Age survival mechanism kicks into gear. 2 major adjustments are made, and they are directly counterproductive to your goals. For one, your fat-burning metabolism slows down. Fat is simply a stored form of energy, and in an effort to conserve this energy for future use, the body will slow down the fat-burning metabolism in order to hold on to fat rather than burn it. Secondly, your levels of lean muscle tissue will begin wasting away. The body requires a continual stream of protein in order to fuel all of its internal tasks, and when you're not getting enough protein through your diet, your body will simply begin to break down muscle tissue in order to obtain the protein that it needs. So, when you leave too large of a gap in between your meals, you stop burning fat and you start losing muscle, which is the exact opposite of what you should be trying to achieve. In order to get around this, what you need to do is let go of the idea of 3 square meals a day and instead flip that method on its head and focus on consuming 5 to 7 small meals a day spaced out every 2 to 3 hours. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but once you get going on it, it will simply become a habit rather than something that you have to consciously think about all the time. Consuming 5 to 7 small meals a day spaced every 2 to 3 hours is going to keep your fat-burning metabolism raised, it's going to keep you building muscle all around the clock, and it's also going to improve your energy levels and your internal digestive processes. You can instantly improve both your fat-burning and your muscle-building progress by aiming to consume about 0.6 ounces of water per pound of body weight each day. Trust me, you'll be surprised at what a difference it can really make. Well, just to name a few benefits, water helps to increase your strength and energy levels, which is going to help you maximize your performance at the gym. It helps to prevent injuries by lubricating your joints and performing a protective cushion around them. It helps to improve your digestive processes. Proper water intake raises your fat-burning metabolism by helping your liver to function properly. Proper water intake reduces your body's levels of water retention, and proper water intake also helps to hydrate your muscles. Okay guys, that's the end of lesson number 1 in this 6-part video series. Today we covered proper nutrition, and you now understand the basic principles behind calorie intake, protein, carbohydrates, fats, meal frequency, and water intake. Stay tuned for lesson number 2, in which I'll be covering the second half of the body transformation equation, which is proper exercise. I'll talk to you then.